So the race has begun. I am Filian. I'm joined by Dexana, I believe. Say hi if you're here.
Hello.
I am Filian. I'm joined by Dexana.
Oops. Sorry, I was just getting things set up.
Not a problem. So we can see a quick divergence already in their routes.
Who's our tracker?
I believe Kevin will be tracking for this run. I think Fiesel got him set up, so we'll hope that comes through. So to answer some questions, this is not the post-Aghanim map. Aghanim is still a feature of the game that they might have to complete. He will unlock the overworld entrance to the Lumberjack's Cave, and if that has something useful in it, we'll probably see the runners going there fairly early to beat Aghanim. So Krelbel has already found Turtle Rock, and it's located over by or where Hyrule Castle normally would be. And you can see him going in and out and in and out just to grab those bombs over and over. He'll need them for checking a number of houses that he's going to come across soon.
What is he doing? Oh, he's collecting bombs. Okay.
Meanwhile, Dragon's making a route of the overworld, and what you'll see is, if you're not used to doing entrance shuffle, you'll see that there's way more shops than you ever thought there would be in the past, and Dragon's found a couple of them already.
Looks like we found the well early. It's always good to find an excessive treasure amount this early in the game.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be something good for them.
I didn't recall seeing what the race had. Must be something good if he's going. Oh, magic powder. That's good. It's a good early find.
Magic powder and cape could both come in handy later, though I don't think they'll unlock anything right now.
There we go. Looks like tracking's finally coming up.
Krelbel finding the lamp, that will come in handy in some early dungeons, I expect.
Oh, we got magic power or magic glove or not magic gloves, power gloves on Dragon.
That's the one. So that's the first big progression item that they found down in that hut in the bottom left of Kakariko.
We got one of the many fortune tellers in the game. It's amazing how many fortune tellers you find throughout this race. You also have 100 different shops that you're going to be visiting, which all serve the same places and are conveniently located in the most inconvenient places.
And that back of the bar is one of the only fixed entrances in the whole game because of the way you enter. They can't mess with that just yet.
What happened? I froze. There we go.
So one thing that we see at the start of the race is whenever there's a drop cave, the runners don't usually go into the drop area first. They walk straight in the front door. And that's because Ganon could be hiding in any of those caves, and they don't want to drop in on him by accident at the start. So that's the sword now for Krelbel, and I think that means they've both picked it up. So now they can run around the overworld with a bit more freedom. So we're going to see Krelbel also pick up the Power Gloves here, which is means they've both got it now. They are still to really find any other progression items, although Krelbel with the lantern could start heading up Death Mountain.
Sorry, something's come up for me. I can't continue with this. I'm gonna have Simbai step in for me for the time being.
All right, take care. So we're seeing Dragon, it looks like, head up Death Mountain. And he won't run into the dark room right away. He'll be walking through Spiral Cave very slowly to see where that drops him out. Hi, Simbai. Welcome to the commentary today.
Why, thank you.
So Dragon's picked up the flippers on his way up Death Mountain. I'm happy to have you joining me here. Thanks so far for your work on the tournament.
No problem. Thanks for volunteering for commentary.
I do enjoy it. So it looks like Batcave's actually at its vanilla location here. And I thought I saw one of the runners pick up the powder at one point, but I don't see that on the tracker.
Dragon picking up his lamp now, so no more dark rooms and dark caves for him.
That will be a welcome change from the previous seed that we saw this morning.
He did decide to skip continuing through the sewers, because he picked up the map in that 3-chest room. So we'll see how that plays out for him. Getting that hype red rupees.
I think we'll see that one being very important in the end game, but who knows?
You never know when you're gonna need money for a cheeky little monkey.
Gloves were in King's Tomb, which in this case was in the southwest corner of Kakariko Village.
Magic
both
powders in the maze race. So we're gonna see Krelbel going to pick it up. Except I didn't see what Bat had. I don't think he had anything, did he?
So Dragon taking another stab at Death Mountain here. He had an unfortunate early death, but we'll see how we can deal with it this time.
And looks like Krelbel is opting to go check Vanilla Magic Bat Cave. And it's the Moon Pearl. Wow. That's some value right there. Magic Bat holding out on us.
Yeah, hopefully Dragon makes that check fairly soon. He's got the ability to do it, so I'd like to see him go there and not get left behind too much.
And now we finally see Krelbel going back to check the chest that he missed. Now that he can actually find that rat with the key. Oh, we got quarter magic in this seed. Wow. I am way too generous.
You know what? After the 3-hour race earlier, I think you can afford to give out a little extra stuff. I think quarter magic comes up 25% of the time, and the rest of the time it's just half magic.
Well, yeah, they did get... Dragon also got Fire Rod. I missed that. So, Fire Rod and quarter magic. That's a pretty broken combo.
Yeah, that'll make an early spell woods or something like that very easy. And speaking of which, they've just found skull woods in the Tower of Arrow. But without that first small key, they're not going to be able to finish it, so that's why we see Dragon heading back out.
So we're at Super Bunny Cave right now. Let's find out what chests are here. If we get any good items. The biggest progression item for Dragon right now would be the Pearl. But we already know where that is.
But he's not going to come up with anything useful from either of those.
Rupees could be useful. I mean, you always need to check Zora.
They'll need 500 eventually, but I don't think that's what they're going for right now.
No, definitely not. Right
Although
now,
with the flippers,
with
running up there makes it a lot more attractive.
yes, but you have to weigh, do you want to go there to check 2 items, or do you just enter the Dark World?
And with that early hammer and power growth, they do have that option.
Oh, Dragon found himself some banana hats. It's always useful to have pretty early. And Krelbel picking up his Fire Rod and quarter magic.
Yeah, that early blue mail is very useful. In particular, with entrance shuffle, I've seen a lot of seeds that are really stingy on the hearts at the start. So being able to tank that extra damage will really help them.
Especially when you don't know what dungeon will be your first one. You know, you could get something like early Mire, where you have to fight Vitreous. But with green mail, it's just terrible.
Absolutely.
Krelbel gonna be pretty disappointed that he's
And once again, we're seeing a bit of that backwards bumper cave happen.
Krelbel immediately going to leave the dungeon since he can't get anywhere in it. You think, oh, I have the fire rod, I can do this. And then the game's like, ha, no.
Yeah, now, based on the music I can hear from Krelbel Street, it does sound like that's a crystal dungeon. So
It is.
I think they're sad that they can't finish that right now. Fortunately, the big key at least gives them that one chest later on.
Just not sure what crystal it is. Old man Gary giving us the bloomerang.
Old man with his incredible jumping abilities.
Dude, that old man, he knows how to scale cliffs like there's no tomorrow. It's no wonder he was lost on Death Mountain.
Probably jumped up most of the way himself, and if it weren't for missing light, he'd be fine.
Still checking the rest of the caves up on Death Mountain. There hasn't been too much up here, besides Fire Rod and Court of Magic.
No, but Dragon's going into Dark World now, and there's 2 caves here. They're both single caves, which means they could have something very good.
However, he doesn't have his Moon Pearl, so
Oh, that's right.
even if he finds them, he can't open them. Unless
Yeah.
there is a drop-down spot. But
Yeah, he'll just be scouting for now, you're right.
he needs to make that magic bat play. Krelbel just picked up his banana hat now.
Well, looks like Dragon didn't miss anything in Dark Death Mountain.
Gonna find out what's beside Link's house now.
That looks like
Oh, and it's
Agina's cave.
Agnes Cave. Let's see what Agina is hiding from us. And it's that hype red rupee.
I think there's still 28 of them in the whole game, so they're about the most common item we come across. That doesn't make them any more fun to find.
Still waiting to see Validation Arrow.
Well, when you put it that way, I'd take the 20 rupees over the single arrow any day of the week.
You gotta get that Validation Arrow and that Validation Green Rupee.
So we're seeing the right side of Ice Cave, which is actually the wrong side of Dragon Bound there.
I'm still waiting for somebody to go into that right side of Ice Cave and get themselves a golden bee.
You know, it's an option, and I'm a bit disappointed no one's tried it so far.
I am all about them bee strats.
But Dragon's making his way to what I think has been called the shopping mall or the strip mall, because it's 3 entrances right next to one another, and they'll probably all have shops.
Was that in the light world or the dark world? I thought the dark world was a
I
shopping
think you're
mall.
right. I think you're right. It's the strip mall in the dark world, and it's just this area in the light world.
I think one of them should just be a strip mall and the other should be a shopping mall. Has either player... It looks like Dragon's doing it now. I was gonna say, has either player checked Eastern yet?
They have not. I think the only dungeon we've seen has been Turtle Rock and Castle, as well as Skull Woods and Tower of Hera.
I always feel like an early Eastern check is good for information.
Well, you can certainly get there, and there's 2 more entrances along the way.
I can't remember. Did Dragon go into Back Cave and then just leave?
I believe he did, and he did not have the powder at the time. But now he's found Mini Moldorn Cave, so that'll be good for 5 items for him.
Blue rupee and more rupees. Little bit of love. Red rupee. Oh, ether.
So again, nothing
That
super useful at the moment, but
could be value.
it could be. And he's getting very close to that 500 rupees. He might be up to Zora quite soon. And it looks like Eastern is Eastern, because not everything gets shuffled every time. That's just how randomizer works.
Gotta love that vanilla location.
Honestly, if you're expecting it to not be Eastern, and it turns out to be Eastern, I think that's just as much of a surprise.
I mean, I think I would prefer Eastern being there. You can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chests for a potential 3 items.
Yeah, and not that you really need the lamp in this dungeon, but it gets a bit easier since they've got that lantern already.
Okay, I guess Dragon didn't have the hammer when he went to Batcave.
And
I guess he
Krelbel
had
has
checked
found,
the back end.
yeah, Krelbel's found the better side of the Ice Rock Cave, but it's only got the blue cane, not that red cane.
He's got both of his safeties now. Cape and blue cane. Plus quarter magic. I mean, how are you ever gonna die?
Yeah, for only having a few hearts, they've got a lot of defensive material so far in this seed. I think they'll be living through a lot of the rest of it.
Oh boy, a red rupee from Dragon. And bombs. Does it turn out to be quite the Eastern check?
And he is out of there.
Well, he must have found the 3 items already.
That is what it looks like.
Miss what the first one was. He's going back to... He's going to check the hole. The secret passage.
And
Oh
he's found
wow,
well
it's
also.
the well. And there is all the rest of the money that he needs. To find his cape.
So I think I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Krelbel take the warp and go up to Zora right now. Then he'll probably head into the Dark World. Dragon without that Moon Pearl is going to stay away from the Dark World for a bit longer, sadly.
looks like he's checking the ice cave area first. The shopping mall. And it seems like Dragon will be taking the long way over to Zora. That way he can check the potion shop entrance as well. And it's
Oh.
Sick Kid.
That's an interesting surprise. But, of course, just a red rupee again.
So can we conclude that Sick Kid was doing too many drugs?
That seems to be the joke that we run with, so I think we can stick with that for today. One thing I do like about Randomizer is coming up with all the different stories for why the sick kid or the chicken lady's house is up on Death Mountain or in the middle of the swamp.
Dude, she just took she took a ride on the chickens and flew up to Death Mountain, I guess.
Dragon finding another shop because, of course, this game is full of them.
Yeah, you never really know how many shops are in the game until
Oh, and
you
is
play
that the
Entrance
Master
Shuffle.
Sword? That is the Master Sword on the Zora ledge. So Dragon's going to be getting an upgrade right now.
Pay 500 rupees for a little bit of love.
So it looks like Krelbel now heading to the east area of Hyrule.
It's like Dragon might be a little bit confused on where to go.
To answer a question from chat, yes, the sprite. Oh, I don't know about that particular sprite because there wouldn't be a reload between the screens. That's a good question.
It would upgrade, if I recall correctly. At the very least, the sprite might not update, but you will still get the next upgrade.
That's right, it's counted as an upgrade to Sword, no matter what the sprite looks like.
Moon Pearl was in Magic Bat Cave, which was in its vanilla location. Dragon forgetting he does not have a small key for Skullwoods. I think he forgot that Magic Bat has an item.
Yeah.
Unless he didn't recognize the back end of Magic Bat Cave and just kind of wrote it off as not important.
Yeah, I know it's very hard to recognize some of those underground rooms unless you know what they are. So hopefully they'll be heading back there. As for what the runners have open to them right now, they can go to the Dark World. Krelbel does have both the Moon Pearl and the Hammer and the Power Gloves, so nothing's stopping them from going in there.
Yes, they do have access to the entire Dark World.
A Dragon, for that matter, can get in there. He just can't do a lot in there until he finds the Moon Pearl.
I don't know if either players have actually checked the cave on Lake Hylia.
I believe Krelbel went in there. If I remember right, I think it was the left side of the Ice Rider Cave, the side that actually has a chest.
No, that was the cave just south of Link's house.
You're right.
Dragon is opting to just save and quit at Hobo. He's really questioning on what he missed. You could tell there was a bit of hesitation for the spot that he chose to spawn at.
Oh, and chat's pointing out, and I didn't mention this, Eastern Palace is, yeah, it's a crystal based on music. So they'll be back there once they have the boat.
I think we might finally see our first Dark World. Looks
It
like
does look
Krelbel is
like
heading in
Krelbel's.
that direction.
Dragon finding the checkerboard cave, but alas, only 20 more rupees.
Well, Dragon's heading in the right direction now, so maybe he
Yeah, I
remembered
wonder.
that he has to do Magic Bat.
And there we are, he's got it.
Alright, so he didn't put himself back too bad. Because he did get that Zora check, whereas Krelbel didn't.
Yeah, running around the Dark World at this point, with the Master Sword instead of Fighter, he might have a small edge.
Well, we get Pod at TT, which is a pendant.
Yeah, and since so many of those chests tend to be locked by the bow, Krelbel's just going to exit out of there until he can come back later.
And we have an immediate divergence of paths for their first Dark World run through.
Krelbel deciding he doesn't need to buy a bee.
Dragon opting to go for the south check first, as opposed to checking Thieves Town.
And I believe that room Dragon just found is a new room for version 26, and that being the Waterfall of Wishing.
There's that fortune teller. Oh, found Hype Cave with the D! He got the D! I didn't see where it was, though. Oh, okay.
Looks like-
It was in the fortune teller's house.
Yeah, so Krelbel now able to complete Eastern Palace, and Pod if he really wants to.
He got the dough. That's right, Eiserman. So that having the bow now will open up Pod to him.
Yeah, and
No.
since there are 5 whole chests in there, he may very well head back in.
Oh, Dragon, be careful.
Oh, and it looks like the Cane of Samaria is up at where the bump cave, or sorry, the bumper cave would normally be in the Dark World. So we'll see if Krelbel can get up there.
And it's Hookshot Cave.
No hookshot for him, so those 4 chests will
Or
stay
boots. No, Molly, they cannot use Quick Swap. They wanted it off. So if you have the boots, you can actually check the first chest in Hookshot Cave.
That's right, and I have even seen that chest have the hookshot, which you need to get the other 3 chests. Dragonc clearing up the shopping mall, but not finding anything too useful in the Mimic Cave.
Krelbel remembering about this Red Shield shop.
The
In
Red Shield
vanilla.
shop or the Arrow shop, or the Bee shop if you want to call it that. Either way, it's not a place that most rando players ever go to.
Well, it's a place that is just generally not known to most casual runners.
No, you have to really be looking for the overworld to come up on that shop.
Speaking of shops, Krelbel finds another one.
And Dragonc has found the Tower of Hera, where Swamp Palace would normally be. So it looks like he's going to go on and complete that.
And he gets the small key as the first item, so
So we might have a bit of a coffee break coming up for him.
Aster, it's because I decide to use just Vanilla Link instead of alternate sprites, because then I would have to go and download all those alternate sprites. And then I would have to generate separate seeds if they wanted separate sprites. And it would just be a big hassle.
So Krelbel's heading up to Catfish, which is always a gamble because it's so far to walk for just one item, but in Enthroned Shuffler, that is a guaranteed item where normally you wouldn't find anything, or you can't be certain you'll find chests.
Oh baby, Krelbel getting a shield. He's got his... I don't know what you would call it. Would it be like a cooking... a baking sheet?
Yeah, it's about as useful as having a baking sheet that you can carry in front of you.
Or maybe like a dinner plate or something?
It'll block some rocks and a couple of arrows, but it's not going to stand up to anything serious.
It pretty much blocks like spears. That's about it. I guess Octorok rocks.
Dragon getting a nice kill on Moldorm, not getting knocked down. And getting the first crystal of the game at 45 minutes in.
You find the shovel at Pyramid. Gonna start up that fetch quest.
Now both the runners do have the Moon Pearl and full Dark World access, but without the mirror, there's a few caves they can't get into. And shifting back and forth to check things like the shovel is pretty slow, or impossible at this point.
Dragon saying hi to Stumpy for that swag net.
Krelbel finding the red shield. So combined with that first shield from Catfish, that actually pays off pretty well.
Especially when it's not really out of the way at all. Oh, we found Chicken Hut. For the Tempered Sword.
So that's now 2 sword upgrades that Dragon's ahead on.
It's going to save him a lot of time over the course of the run, as opposed to Master Sword or even Fighter Sword.
Yeah, and as we saw in the run this morning, it certainly pays off, and you can do a lot of bosses a lot faster if you're carrying that butter sword around instead of the comparatively small Master Sword. Dragon doing the chest game and needing a ton of digs. Almost
27 digs.
Wow.
Just a reminder too, they have not killed Aghanim 1, so if they save and quit from the Dark World, they go back to the Light World.
That's right. Krelbel thinking hard about if he wants to go into Ice Palace and deciding against it ultimately.
I mean, I don't blame him. You have Fighter Sword, and that's just terrible.
Yeah,
Granted, they do have Quarter Magic and Fire Rod.
I think if he had the gear that Dragon's carrying, that would be a good dungeon to fight right now, but the risk is a bit too high.
I think I personally would do it. Simply because Quarter Magic is completely broken.
It is definitely way too strong.
But he does not have hookshot, so if he doesn't actually know the bomb jump in that jellyfish room, then he might be deterred away from doing Ice Palace.
That's right. The bomb jumps definitely come in handy, but they're never magical.
I don't think either of them have checked their map yet for the Dark World.
Chat suggesting maybe he should just hover, which is, something that I've never seen someone successfully do in a race.
Just hover without the boots, no problem. You got this.
Krelbel hitting that same small key door that Dragon hit a few minutes ago.
But it's funny because that was the second time he was in there too.
Yeah,
So both of them forgot that they needed a small key for there.
It's a strange condition because Skullwoods, you'd think it needs the big key to get through, and so intuitively I always think of that door as the big key door, but it's in fact a small key.
I agree he should have checked Skullwoods while he was doing North Dark World, because at the same time he could have checked what was behind the second half of Skullwoods. And perhaps find Ganon's tower. Who knows? Although if they found GT at this point, they would only be able to do the right side. Because they don't have boots or hookshot. Mostly just hookshot for left side.
Yeah, and they could get all the way up the tower, but couldn't cross that final gap after Mildorm, so...
Yeah, if the big key is on right side.
Dragon now getting his red shield as well, and finally a map check.
Green pendant at T-Rock and red at Pod and blue at Swamp.
Chad is saying 5-6 on Mire and Ice, which is good because I didn't catch those.
Which they know where ice is right now, or at least Krelbel does.
Oh, and Krelbel now going into the front of Skull Woods, since at the very least it'll give him a key. And he can probably get in and do the dungeon behind that as well.
You see, he can search for those 2 items. Looks like he's forgetting he has the big key. He immediately re-entered. We'll see if he does the bomb jump. There's a small key that he needed. And he found the burrito. Just another small key.
So it looks like he's not comfortable doing that bomb jump. Instead, he's probably going to find some way to drop in there.
Or he might just be going to check the second half as soon as possible.
Dragon in here as well now, and be covering pretty much the same chests that we saw Krelbel pursue.
Yeah, they've pretty much both been following in each other's steps.
Yeah, including, amusingly, that trip back up to the overworld Tower of Hera.
And looks like Dragon's comfortable.
It's just
Or at the very least, he remembered that he has the big key.
And that's Ganon's tower.
Oh man. Alright guys, you know what time it is. Take your guesses. What chest number? If the big key is even on the right side. Or perhaps you want to guess if Hookshot's in here. Or maybe Boots. Who knows?
I would love to see Hookshot on the right side of this tower.
It would be nice, because then they could just go and get it all the way all in one go.
And it is possible for Hookshot to be higher up in the tower if the key's on the right side, but I wouldn't like to see that. I like our runners, and I don't want to put them through that kind of troll logic right now.
I hope everybody went for a pee break while we wait for this tile room. All of that for the bombs. Neither player opting to go to the left side to pick up the small key that's under the pot.
You're right, and I hope they won't run in, or I don't think they'll end up needing it at all for the early stages of phasing.
Might have spoken too soon. Looks like Dragon might be going to do that. With the Titan's mitts on the torch, so boots are required.
Silver arrows in the 4-chest room on the left side, so Krelbel's got those now.
Except Dragon did leave. I think he forgot. Oh wait, no, Dragon never got the Cane of Samaria up on Bumper Cave.
That's right, so he can't get into the right side at all. There's
Ooh,
2
that's
chests for him to check, but it's not worth his time. So we're going to see him hunting for boots pretty aggressively now. But of course, you can't hunt for any particular item.
Yes, and Krelbel, he has not checked what's on the torch yet. So
I
he
expect
doesn't
we'll
know
see.
the value that's there.
He'll probably go in there before he leaves this tower for good. Of course, this room gets a lot more challenging. You can't just use the boots to bonk off with the skulls. So we've seen some
know.
players bomb jump it, and Krelbel's lighting the torch to get through easily.
I know yesterday I personally had to light that torch because I could not remember that layout for the life of me. I'm just so used to running over it with boots. Well, we got our last medallion. So whatever's at T-Rock and Meyer, it doesn't matter. We can already go into it.
That'll be a nice relief for him.
Yeah, everybody say bye, Bob. He just got eaten.
Making short work of the Armos since he's got both the bow and the silvers.
They're getting silvers before ice armor. Oh, the mirror! What a find.
Very valuable right side of Ganon's tower between the mirror and the silver arrows.
Krelbel immediately going back in to check what the heck is over on the torch.
Some anger slashes right there.
Sees the mitts and... Oh, no boots. Stupid torch.
So I'm not sure why he's continuing left, because I think
I was
he's
about
locked
to
out of this
say-
room. Yeah, he's going to quit out of here.
Yep. Dragon going through a pendant pod with no mirror. Just about save and quit, but he remembered that, well, he doesn't want to because that'll throw him into the light world.
So I think aside from boots and potentially the flute, well, and the hook shot, I shouldn't say aside from anything, Krelbel's still got a number of items he has to find before he can finish this game.
And for all we know, flute might not even be required, because we're not sure what's at Meyer yet.
That's right, I believe it was Swamp Palace that was the other pendant, and if that's sitting in Mire, no one needs to go there.
Yes, it was Swamp Palace, T-Rock, and...
Oh, but Dragon's
forget
finally
what the
found
third
that
one
hype
was.
flute, so he'll have access to the bow now.
Oh, duh. I'm saying I don't remember what the third pendant dungeon is right when we were talking about a pendant pod. So it's Pod, T-Rock, and Swamp that are the pendants. I guess we missed Dragon picking up the bow and that red boomerang.
Oh, that's right. Chat's pointing out that because that last pendant is going to be at Ganon's Tower, because we've seen Ganon's Tower elsewhere in the world, they are going to need the flute to get into the Myra area.
Oh, yes, that is true. Dragon finding his next progression item that he needed,
Still no
which is
hookshot or boots,
Cane.
though.
Yeah, Dragon got the D.
Oh, and Krelbel finding the chicken hut, which is going to get him up to the Master Sword rank.
There's that blue popsicle.
Now, with the way things are going for him, he might not make it up to Zora for quite some time. He's got a lot of the other world left to him. So it may be a while before he gets up to Tempered.
If he even goes there. I mean, technically you don't have to. You can do Ganon with Master Sword. But having Tempered is just so much better.
That's right.
Krelbel doing his 27 dig game now. For that hype red rupee.
And you can hear there's still a fanfare that you get when you dig up that last item, or the item that's intended to be there. So you don't have to collect every item or watch them closely to see, oh, is this the one I want? Is this the one I want?
Dragon opting to go back into Pod. It's an interesting play by him. We haven't actually seen all of it yet, so we don't know if maybe Hookshot or Boots or Flute are in here.
Yeah, and potentially the whole dungeon is open. So he could be in here for a while. Hopefully it comes up with something for him.
Krelbel just got his swag net. I'm checking the dig spot for that red rupee. All
Not
the
even
value.
picked up.
Feels bad, man, not picking up the red rupee. He only has 949. I think he needs more. You never know when you need that extra 20.
A mirror was in the right side of Ganon's tower, Mr. Chat, so it needed the Cane of Scenario, which Dragon has now, but he didn't have the first time he went in there.
Oh, you get that? Oh, so close for Hammer Yump. Just gonna pause buffer it now.
And we'll see. Oh, he doesn't quite get it.
And he can't do it again. Oh, he just realized that he had no health. Tried to run back, but just slightly out of time.
So he's going to be done with this place for a while.
Let's have a cup of tea, chat. Over on Krelbel side. This is now the Christo stream.
So it looks like Dragon is headed back over to the Eastern Palace area, which contains Eastern Palace this time. And now that he's got the bow, he should be able to get the crystal from there. So that'll put him at 2 crystals to nothing, but a few items behind Krelbel.
Mostly just the mirror.
Yeah, although it appears he's not actually going to Eastern.
It's because he can also do Skullwoods and fight Moth now that they've gone through the first half and they have that small key.
Yes, but this is Ice Palace over here.
Oh wait, oh yes, that's right. I'm
now
getting all
he
mixed
can
up
do
and
that.
backwards.
Oh, no, he doesn't have hookshot. He may or may not be able to do it, depending on his bomb chunks.
I have a feeling that we're gonna see Dragon go into it. Not sure, because I think I missed like the very start of the race. Did we see Lumberjack Tree?
We did. I can't recall what was in it, so I'm going to take that as an indication that it wasn't too important.
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, Dragon is going to take on Ice Palace.
Krelbel going to do Eastern, but trying to think whether he should go to the Dark World since he has the mirror now.
Krelbel making up his mind. He is going to take both of these dungeons at once. It's just a mirror working between them.
Anybody want to gamble? No, he's not. He is just going straight back to Eastern.
All right. Zirton
Gotta
will be...
love that hype Lost Woods music after exiting from the gambling game.
Yeah, it puts the music of the area you were supposed to exit into on whenever you exit the dungeon. We did see Swamp Palace. Tower of Hera is at that location. And that's why Dragon beat it already. Krelbel hasn't been down there to make that check yet.
Let's see if it's first try bomb jump. It is. I mean, I guess technically he fell off on purpose, but... we'll say it's first try. Just missed that last penguin.
Dragon taking the right side through here, so clearing a number of chests while he makes it through Ice Palace, even though he could go straight to the end, since he pulled off that first bomb.
Okay, so one item is just arrows in Ice Palace, no hookshot. That's right, he doesn't need to do the bomb jump in the jellyfish room, since he has that extra key. Oh, more arrows.
So it'll give him a
Wow.
crystal, but it won't pay off with items. Krelbel making short work of the easier almost fight, especially now that he's done the ice one.
Krelbel got silvers after he did right side of GT. A big key in the jellyfish chest room. So the question is, does he bomb jump and go all the way around? Or does he try to bomb jump in the freezer room? Looks like he's taken the bomb jump, but no problem, first try. Every time. Always first try. Get in that burrito. Just for that small key. Seems worth. And Krelbel finally making his way up to Zora. So he's going to be pretty happy to find the Tempered Sword there. Although he may not be quite so happy with what Zora has to give him, which is nothing. And Dragon making quick work of Cold Stare. That was an excellent fight. And he gets that hyped red rupee. Nice and shiny.
I have just returned, and it seems I missed the cold steel fight. That's too bad.
He did. He made very quick work of it. He just ate that cotton candy like it was nothing. Or cotton candy, puffs, ice cream, whatever you want to call it.
So it looks like Krelbel's now coming up on Tempered Sword as well. So it's going to keep this race easy on the fighting side for both of them.
So this will put Krelbel ahead in terms of items, but for crystals, Dragon is leading by 1.
That's right, and in terms of items, he's really only ahead by the right side of Ganon's tower that
Yep.
he cleared earlier. So we could see Dragon close that gap quickly. But I think it's really going to come down to who finds the boots first.
Yeah, having Ice Palace kind of boots blocked, as well as Meyer, it's kind of putting a limit on what they can find for dungeons right now.
Yeah, now they do have access to Turtle Rock, because that's right at Hyrule Castle. And they both got the cane, so they could do some stuff in there. So that's a number of items that are still available to them that I think they just don't really want to go for.
Yes, they can do all of T-Rock except for Trinex. Which, it's pretty interesting when T-Rock is in Hyrule Castle, because You could end up getting the big key in the chain chomp room and have no keys to progress.
I
So
think that's
what
what
you
we
would have,
saw Friday night.
what you would have to do is you'd have to go to the Dark World Pyramid and mirror to the second half of T-Rock. It's kind of an interesting setup.
I think on Friday night that happened. And everyone thought someone was in go mode, but without the mirror, they couldn't complete that. So it was back into the world to find that mirror just to finish the game.
Dragon gonna be happy as he goes through right side to find those silvers and mirror.
All right, Krelbel returning to the Skull Woods back door for the third time. This time he can beat that dungeon.
Dragon getting caught by that Wallmaster. That's rough.
Yeah, that's a very rough thing to have happen.
But he doesn't have to wait for tiles again, so. So we will find out finally what the second item
no,
for Skull
not again.
is. Oh no, that's rough. Getting grabbed twice by the Wallmaster. Dragon, please. Krelbel putting full use of his quarter magic, just spamming that fire rod.
That was a tough fight for him. I think he's very glad to be finished with it.
He does have Tempered Sword. He could have used that on Moth, but
yeah, with the quarter magic, it's a lot easier sometimes to just wail on it with the fire rod and hit what you hit.
Shoutouts to Anonachus. You could say that Dragon is really dragging this area out.
Chat with some very good puns, which is good because I don't feel up to providing any today.
Yes, and I'm not a pun person, so if you got puns in chat, let's hear them.
So after an hour and about 20 minutes, looks like this was a very close race. We've seen both runners cover approximately the same ground. Not having a lot left open to them that we haven't seen between the two of them.
Looks like Krelbel is going to be getting his third crystal here in Hera.
Dragon having a bit of trouble with the invisible floor.
T-Rock is in Hyrule Castle, which is what we were talking about earlier. They can do all of T-Rock except for Trinex right now.
Dragon taking a few falls. I do wonder if he knows about that torch or about the ability to use ether in this room.
Oh no, the stupid hard hat, whatever you want to call it, kind of just bodied him into the floor. He gets
Oh.
through it with half a heart left.
And with a few anti-fairies in here, he'll be able to charge up on health. Krelbel's just making his way up through the Tower of Hera, or the Swamp Tower, as we
And Dragon also opts to eat Bob. Everybody say bye, Bob.
Rick Bob.
No, that's hi, Bob. You want bye, Bob. Dragon finally picking up that mirror, evening out the items between our players.
Very, very fast move on fire. I believe, as the meme goes, the quickest of move-on fights.
That's what I've heard. Krelbel getting his goodbye kiss from the priest.
So, aside from the dungeon that each of them has cleared that their opponent hasn't, and Turtle Rock, what is left for these people to clear?
Well, until they find Boots and Flute, I guess they can't really enter into Vanilla Ice Palace and Mire.
No, they can't. So I'm
Biggest
wondering.
thing they need right now is Boots, because then there'll be like 3 or 4 bonk rocks they can check,
That's correct.
as well as the Titan Smiths from GT, which would lead them to Ice Palace.
So I think at this point, though they don't know it, it's probably now a race or it's going to have to lead them into Turtle Rock.
It wouldn't surprise me if Boots were in T-Rock. I had that yesterday. Boots were in the vanilla big key chest. So I'm hoping to see something similar to that with this seed.
Yeah, I can understand the reluctance to go to Turtle Rock because it's a pendant dungeon and it is the green pendant, but they don't have the ice rod to complete it.
But at the same time, there are 6 items in there.
Yeah, 6 items is what you need to advance at some point.
I think the only thing that would deter me from it is just having to walk from Pyramid all the way, or from any of the warps all the way around the Pyramid to go into the second half. Molly, you can check the VOD from this channel from earlier.
Well, Krelbel's remembered one location we've forgotten about, which is the Graveyard Ledge, which it doesn't look like it, but you can get through to there if you've got the mirror.
It's just a piece of heart. I think he's trying to think of areas that he still has to check right now. He's not making the T-Rock play. He's opting to go back into the Dark World, or he could be if he goes over to Pyramid. I guess we'll see soon.
At this point, he does have the option of Ice Palace, which we've seen doesn't require bomb jumps because of where the keys are. But I think he's reluctant to go in there as well.
They do also have the cave south of the Haunted Grove that they could check, now that they have the mirror.
I believe Krelbel was in there already, and I don't think it paid off.
Okay, I missed that then. I still want to see the T-Rock play from one of these players. It's like Dragon is a bit confused on where he wants to go next now that he has his mirror. At this point, it's just the hunt for the boots. Or even the hookshot. I mean, boots could be in Hookshot Cave, which was... I believe it was...
Is where the bumper cave is.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, it's very possible to see the boots first, and then the hookshot first, and then the boots in the hookshot cave, and only then will they get those final Titan speeds.
Dragon is going back to finish up Pod now. He has his mirror, so it will make it much more convenient. No, Kevin, it's not because they did right side. Yes, they could be on the left side of Ganon's tower if they get hookshot.
That's great, Figaro. They haven't actually pulled the big key yet, so they haven't been up in the tower. They'll need the hookshot to do that, though. The remaining items could very well be upstairs in Ganon's tower.
So we've kind of been through Ice Palace already, so for right now I'm going to be focusing a bit on Dragon. Since we haven't seen Pod yet, except for when he tried to do the hammer jump. And it looks like Krelbel had gotten his bomb jump first try.
He did, yes.
Some rupees. Gonna go through Dark Maze the intended way now. A heck of a... Oh, they got butter for their bread sword. And they got their inheritance. Still no hookshot or boots, though. Oh, never mind.
There they are.
I spoke too soon. That is the boots. So that puts Dragon back in the lead now for items.
And unless Krelbel heads over to Pod pretty soon, it could be a while before he finds those boots.
Yeah, I don't think he even bothered going into Pod at all.
No, if I remember right, he stuck his head in, said, I don't have the bow, I don't want to do this, and checked out.
god really wanted to butter them up before it gave them boots.
That is the kind of quality pun game I'm looking for from this chat. Thank you.
Yes. More punch chat. Preferably that have to do with the game. Or names, or whatever. This dragon is very quickly making his way back to GT to get those mitts.
There isn't really anything else he can do in GT unless he
There is
wants to
not.
try bonking along that left side room. But I don't think he's
You
required to
can't
do
for
it.
the first gap. Unless he tries hovering.
But yeah, even on its own, those mitts are going to be what he needs to get at some of the rest of the locations.
You crack a pun, but you missed the opportunity. Wow. You know, if Hookshot is over on this left side, that's going to be amazing.
Not sure if he's going for a death warp deliberately here.
I think so. It seemed to look like it. He can't get anywhere else with just boots.
No, I suppose not.
Teasing the viewers here a bit. Walked into the Master Sword pedestal room.
I would have loved a pedestal check right there, but without the book, unfortunately, we can't get one. But he can head up to Death Mountain Dark World right now, and it's got a lot of doors, so we'll see what he comes up with.
I think personally I would have went over to Ice Palace first.
Just to see what it was and possibly clear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be an interesting consideration, even if it was something like Swamp Palace, where you know you can't beat it. Knowing that it's there and getting what you can is still useful. So Krelbel's heading back into Ice Palace. I think there were one or two chests he didn't pick up the first time.
Yeah, just a quick note to our trackers. Swamp Palace is a pendant and Thieves Town is a crystal. I noticed it wasn't marked on the tracker.
And Dragon now getting into Turtle Rock, since he's got all three medallions. It wasn't
So
waiting
we'll
for
find
that,
out if this is desert or Hyrule. It is Hyrule Castle. So we will find some items here, and with the mirror he can also check Mimic Cave. Yo, there's that single green rupee.
And he could go
That's
up
one
into
half of a
Gambler's
validated
Tower,
run.
but I don't think there's any return from doing a Gambler's Tower right now. Oh, I see. Krelbel's coming back for the big chest.
Oh, did he
And-
not check it the first time?
No, he didn't, but it only had a small key for him.
Yeah, I guess he didn't pay attention
So-
to his items.
Yeah, I hope that detour won't be too costly for him. We see Dragon taking up the fallen chain soldier with a single dash from the butter sword.
I think it's interesting that ball and chain guard. The Master Sword actually does the same damage as the Fighter Sword. Oh, we have a Spike Cave.
So Dragon's going to go through this. I can see that he has a blue potion, so he'll be able to make it to the end.
Yeah, I think they picked it up pretty early, and neither of them have used it. Except he's opting not to use it. That could kill him.
I guess when you have quarter magic, you can even use a tiny bit of magic and get through with that cane.
Oh man, he, like right as he stepped off of those spikes.
That was very close.
I don't know if he's trying to save that blue potion for Ganon or what, but he seemed pretty reluctant. I can't say that. Reluctant. Blah. You know what I mean.
Reluctant.
That word, yeah. To use it. I can't talk today. Oh, we found Mire, which
Mire.
is the other crystal for Fat Fairy.
That's right. Eat the beat.
Well, for Super Bomb.
Go check out whatever is at the pyramid, though it might not have any chests in it.
I don't think we've seen Super Bomb yet. Which means it's probably behind one of the bonk rocks.
Probably at this point.
Near
Yes.
Link's house, I would assume. Oh, we see Krelbel finally making his way into Pod. I think he's going to be jumping for joy once he finds those boots in the big chest.
Yeah, this will be a great gamble for him to take.
Did Dragon have the big key the first time he went into Pod? That he went through it? When he was trying to do the hammer jump. Can't remember if he did.
No, I'm not sure. I don't think we'll see the vanilla Fat Fairy location under the pyramid because I think we've seen that location already. But places we haven't seen include
Dragon getting that very lucky magic drop.
yeah. I guess the only major location that we haven't seen that I can think of is the smithy. I haven't seen where that can be.
That is true. The Dragon's gonna have to start picking up the pace pretty soon, though, with Krelbel getting his boots pretty soon and being 2 crystals up.
Yeah, it's a small item Levy has that is going to evaporate quite quickly.
I guess he did have the big key the first time he went through pod because Krelbel just picked it up.
Yeah, so
Right
that bomb
before.
jump was a good idea to try, but it just didn't work in execution.
Yeah, man, if he had gotten that first try, he would have been so far ahead now. I think he's gonna be kicking himself.
We can see that Dragon's cleared the top half of Myers, so now he's just heading through the dark basement. But with a lantern, this will be pretty easy for him to do.
And no reason to trip around in the dark. Ooh, his Samaria shot got blocked by that spike.
Unfortunate when that happens. Yeah, so Krelbel's going to come upon the Butter Sword and then Boots in quick succession.
Don't forget his inheritance.
That's right, he will have over 1,000 rupees and nothing to spend them on.
300 rupees. I mean, he could spend it on, like, a super bomb. Once he gets to that point.
He could, if we ever find that room.
Alright, Silver Arrow's making quick work of Vitreous. Definitely simplifies the fight to basically nothing. So we do have crystals 5 and 6 now on Dragon's side. We'll see if he ends up looking for that super bomb cave.
He is in fact going to go back in because he didn't get both of the items he needs. Or he could potentially need from here.
I think he's going to be checking the big chest. And probably that small chest that's blocked by those 6 pegs.
That is a very annoying chest and hard to route properly, so I don't blame him for coming back to it at the last moment.
The way that I wrote it in is if I find the big key over on the right side there, I'll just go up to Fish Room. They have not drained the swamp.
That's correct, and they probably won't need to for this seed unless Swamp is holding an item they actually need.
I mean, the dam could have the item that they need,
That's right.
technically.
The dam itself is going to unlock 2 different chests for them. One in that room and one back where the dam is supposed to be.
Oh,
Oh!
there it is!
So it's a good thing he turned around and went back inside.
That I don't know why he's opening that chest. He found both the items. So all we're looking for now is Flute, and then it's go mode for Dragon.
That's right.
Let's see if he rushes over to Hookshot Cave. Doesn't seem like it.
Krelbel also doing a few bonk strats on left side Ganon's tower.
Except he's gonna realize that he can't actually bonk up there.
No, there's just that one chest at the bottom. It won't help him.
He could try to bomb jump up there.
Oh, he could, but at that point, your sequence breaks so much that for
Yeah.
your own sanity,
The only
you almost
thing-
don't want to.
Yeah, the only thing that you would be able to find up there would be the flute. Wonder how quickly Dragon's gonna go back over to GT to check that room for the big key.
Well, he could do it. He might do
Mind
it
you, he
sooner
never
rather than
did
later.
check Rando Room. So, we are seeing that on Krelbel's side. If he decides to try and jump that. Looks like he
Doesn't
isn't.
look like
Just
he'll do that.
realized. He just realized he does not have the hook shot.
Yeah, now Dragon can go back there and full clear the tower at any point now. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go earlier rather than later, just because if Flute is hiding there, that could be what he needs to finish the game.
We haven't actually seen the Bonk Rocks by Link's house in the Light and Dark World yet.
That's correct.
I don't think we've even seen these Bonk Rocks yet, have we? Just a fairy. Anyone want a cup of tea?
So I think the only two dungeons I haven't seen crystals in them are Thieves' Town and the Desert Palace. Desert Palace is going to be at its vanilla location. And if my figuring is right, Thieves' Town is going to be at the Vanilla Mire. So that's what they'll be needing the fruit for.
That is correct. Now I didn't see whether or not he checked it, but I think Dragon just ran straight past the King's Tomb. And he's going straight back to GT to go and finish it. Which is good play in my books. I mean, after I got that hook shot, I think I would go straight to GT.
Oh, so we have seen the Smiths. Krelbel has found them again. So he's going to be getting whatever item is there.
Oh, they were in Blind's hut. I didn't even see that. For the mirror shield. That has its value.
It has a bit of value, certainly, yeah.
If Flute's sitting in, like, the laser bridge room in T-Rock.
It'll help for that, sure, but it's definitely not one of those needed items at this point in the race.
So I guess the big key was not in the stealth host room.
No.
So it's either in that fire snake room or in Rando room.
Well, Krelbel has found the swamp draining area and the associated validation arrow.
Oh man, so we found validation rupee from Dragon and validation arrow from Krelbel.
And that was in the Pegs area in the Dark World.
And we get to take that long walk with a lovely purple chest all the way over to Gary. Oh, the ice rod from Dragon.
The almost entirely useless in this case ice rod.
I really want Flute to be behind Trinex now. I want that to be a thing. Please be a thing.
Looks like chat's pretty excited for that idea. Well, one person in chat's excited for that idea. But Dragon's got the big key and having completed every other chest in the basement, he's just going to get out.
Heading straight on up.
Or the tower.
Well, we found Meyer Shed. With the fairy in a bottle. And a heart. Just some fairy love.
Oh, that's right. Dragon did not go and check the big chest in Ganon's tower. So hopefully that won't be the last chest he needs.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that chest in Rando.
Well, normally you're in Ganon's tower, so you're in go mode at that point, but that chest can hold something pretty useful for your run in this entrance shuffle.
Give Flutist to Hashwilla, since T-Rock is the green pendant. Oh, never mind. Flute had the purple chest.
Flute in
So
the
we now know
lunchbox.
where every item is for go mode.
That's right. Between the two races, we have go mode, and actually, I think Krelbel. No, Krelbel doesn't know where the hookshot is, so that's keeping him out of go mode for the time being.
He does not know that it is in Meyer.
But with the flute available to him now, he's going to check the rest of the game pretty quickly, and he may come across that flute or that hookshot in Meyer pretty quickly. Yes, this is a very close race at this point, I'd say.
It
Both
is.
runners haven't done a bunch of stuff that the other one hasn't. Oh, Dragon taking the fall in the big torch room in Ganon's tower, but still making it through the door just in time.
Krelbel kind of confused on where he has to go next. He ended up getting that flute, which led him down to the Meyer area, but it's not going to lead him to what he needs.
No, though he can't go into the dungeon here. He's got the medallion for it.
He does, which we know that this palace or dungeon is Thieves' Town.
Dragon cleaning up on Troldorm 2. But just a little piece of heart from that validation chest.
I don't know about you, but I personally disagree with validation chest. The only thing that validates a run is the single rupee and the single arrow.
Wherever they happen to be.
Yes.
If those were required items on top of everything else, these seeds would get a lot longer, I expect. fairly quick kill on Omega 2 for Dragon.
Yeah, I think that was a 4 cycle. The only way that validation chest is if it has the single arrow or single rupee in it. The only
Dragon.
way that it will validate the run.
Dragon has found the thieves' hideout from the Lost Woods inside the Golden Pyramid, so just get a small bomb capacity upgrade and get out of there.
It's like he found the Meyer shed.
So Dragon continuing a bit of an overworld tour, checking bonk rocks.
I think he's heading up to T-Rock to look for that flute.
That's right, that is what's keeping him from go mode at this point. And if he's
Which is-
looking in Turtle Rock, that'll be a long quest that won't
Yeah,
pan out
it's-
for him.
Pretty unfortunate that he forgot about the smithy.
Krelbel's making very good time.
And he finds the book.
Oh no!
That's gonna lead him to desert and possibly both of the tablets, Bombos and Ether.
Yeah, that's potentially a big red herring for him. It will get him into desert, but Krelbel doesn't need the book to get into desert.
Seems like he's just heading straight over to desert right now. Nope, he's going to... Oh, no, he is going to desert. Or he's questioning whether he wants to go to Bombos first. On his way over. Make up your mind, Dragon.
Krelbel is doing Thieves Town in not quite go mode because of that hook shot, but of all the dungeons to do, that's a pretty good one not to be in go mode for, because each chest is very slightly out your way. There's no massive details you have to make.
We're seeing a first blind fight here from Krelbel.
And
Making quick work.
yeah, with the riot shield eating up all that damage, he'll beat that quickly.
And now we see desert for the first time. But we know it does not have the flute in it. So I guess the only thing of value that Dragon could get would be the red tunic.
I think that's right. Both players, through some miracle, ending up in this dungeon at about the same time. That's right, chat. Hook is in the Misery Mire big chest, and so it could take Krelbel a bit of time to come upon that.
Looks like he's just not even bothering to check the chest. He's just going straight to Lambo.
Yeah, well, when you know you have to beat the Lamo and you want to see if it drops something first, I think that's a valid play. But it does mean he'll be backtracking a bit and still won't find that flute he needs.
Oh, I didn't even see that Krelbel had come into the desert too. Which has the red rupee. Yes, haiku type. Dragon has been through. Dragon finishing up land mode. Just to find that compass. So he's probably going to backtrack through the dungeon to search for those items. But he's going to be sad to find out that there is no flute here. Meanwhile, Krelbel will be disappointed that there's no hookshot.
I think he will, but that'll be 6 dungeons for him. Misery Mire will be the last one. I think he'll be heading there pretty quickly.
Yes, they're pretty even on the crystal count. Krelbel just picked up his 6th, but he still has to do Aga 2. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Dragon has 5, has done Aga 2.
That's right. And I think having Aga 2 done will be a big help, but he does have to do Skull Woods, which is a long, long trek up to the Tower of Hera right now.
Looks like he's going where he needs to go. He's about to find Mire, which does have the hookshot in the big chest.
So we could be seeing go mode from Krelbel in just a few minutes here.
Meanwhile, Dragon has quite a number of areas in the overworld that he could still check. If he continues doing overworld checks, that is.
Yeah, and I'd say if he doesn't...
Oh, he got that book, so he's going up to the Ether tablet.
Right. Yeah, if he doesn't make that gamble on Smiths soon, I think he's going to run into trouble.
Or not, he's going back to Skull Woods to get the crystal first.
That's right, the Smiths had the mirror shield at it, and so Dragon hasn't even done that. Though the Smiths are just in Kakariko Village, so they're pretty easy to get to.
Yeah, they are in Blind's hut. You see butter strats on Moth, it looks like. Or kind of half and half fire rod.
But it won't matter, he'll take that out.
Yeah, the problem with those spikes is that they do 1 damage all the time.
That will bring him up to 6 crystals as well, so very, very close game at this point. It's largely going to be decided by when he makes that gamble. I think Krelbel's on a pretty clear path to getting the hook shot here.
Yes, he has until Krelbel gets to the right side of Meyer. I'm not quite sure where he's going. Going into the dark world for something.
Perhaps just making sure he checks all of these caves. I thought he got them all, but
I'm pretty sure he got them all. There isn't very many in the dark world. Oh, he's getting the super bomb.
well, there's the
Except
bomb.
he just save and quit.
Yeah, so
No.
keep in mind for anyone watching that if you save and quit, that
Oh
super bomb's going
no.
to disappear on you.
Ah, that's disappointing.
So if you want to get it down from the mountain, what do you
Please
have to
go
do?
to the
Do you have to
smithy
blow
now.
the flute?
Yeah, you need to flute with it.
Which, of course, he can't do right now.
Please, Dragon, head over. And Krelbel has entered go mode at 2 hours, 8 minutes, and like 30 seconds.
So a long go mode, as we're used to seeing, or a long time before go mode, as we see with Entrance Shuffle.
Dragon, where are you going? Oh, he's going to Hookshot Cave. Oh wait, no, that was in the Dark World. Which he forgot that it is in the Dark World.
That's right, go mode at 208 for Entrance Shuffle isn't that slow, but compared to normal randomizer, it's quite a ways slower. And that's just the way these seeds work out.
It's like he's taken the long way around to get to the wharf. Traversing lost woods. Meanwhile, Krelbel is just booking it now that he has the hook shot.
Yeah, and even better for him, he's not going to have to be checking anything.
Please
until
go
the end of this
south.
hour.
Go south, Dragon. That is not south, that is north. You're going the wrong way. Go back.
I don't
Please.
think it'll help him, but I'm very curious to see what is in Hookshot Cave.
Can't be very much there.
Oh, Krelbel's using my favorite strategy on it.
Oh,
which
the
is-
dash strats. Yeah. A bomb upgrade. And an arrow upgrade. And a red rupee. And a red rupee. The value.
That's right,
Okay,
Chat pointing
please.
out that what he's
Good.
doing there, where he knows he can find 4 chests, is a strong play in most cases. But
Yes.
just
it is.
because we know what he can find, or we know where that flute is, it's the wrong choice.
Krelbel getting all of his crystals now. He just needs to go fight Agatu. No, wait. No. Oh no! He forgot
Well,
the smithy.
it does look like Dragon's slowly making his way towards this one. And he may end up getting that shortly after this location.
Dragon, please. Single arrow. Dragon's run is now validated. He found the rupee and the arrow. Yes, Thieves Town is faster than GT, with the big key being in Rando Room.
He has now drained the swamp, but I don't think this will send him to swamp, since the swamp palace is going to be in Ganon's tower. And
But
can't
he
get in the-
remembered.
All right.
Here we go. Oh man, we have a race on our hands. If he does the purple chest, if he skips it, it's not quite a race yet. He has to do the purple chest.
He does have to do it, but you must think it's on his mind, since it's unlocked directly after doing that smith.
Oh, get in the mirror bonk. Alright, let's see if he goes down. Looks like he is.
He is going for
Oh
it.
baby.
So pretty soon we're going to see him in go mode and see
got
some
a
strange race of Thieves Town
purple
versus Ganon's
chest.
Tower.
Here we go.
Krelbel entering the random room, or Rando room, which we call it because there is nothing useful in here during vanilla play, but for randomizer there are 4 chests. And one does have the big key in this case.
He even gets that tree bonk. That was an interesting spot to mirror. He's gonna be so happy that he finds the flute. Here we go. No, no, please, flute to Meyer. Oh wait, he has to activate it. That's right.
He does have to activate the flip first. It would be slightly faster to save and quit, I think, to where the sanctuary is, but that depends on where the
Yeah,
sanctuary
I think it would be
is.
faster to save and quit to sync. Here's our hookshot speed. Alright, let's see how fast he can run through Thieves Town. Do we remember where the big key was?
I do not recall where it was, though obviously it's not too far out of the way.
Yeah. I
even
think
if
it
it's
was
not
in the
fast
first
chest.
4. Oh wait, it has to be in the first 4 chests. It's Thieves Town. I'm dumb. It's in the first chest. Oh man, we're gonna have like the most go mode Thieves Town ever.
So for those confused, he's warping to the mire because that's where Thieves Town is sitting in this game. And he's just now able to access it. But it is the final crystal that he needs. Once he has that, he can go and fight Ganon.
Just burn that pterodactyl. The killer of many links. Krelbel very close to a 1 cycle, but he missed 1 fire rod shot.
Big key is in that first chest. Now, Thieves' Town is a quick dungeon, but it's not necessarily quicker than what Krelbel has left in Ganon's Tower.
Like he's just realizing that he could just go. He doesn't need to grab any small keys. Because the keys that he needs are in, they're underneath pots.
That's right. Now, once they've each finished their dungeon, they'll have to get to where Ganon is, but if I remember right, that's in the well, so it's not a very far trek for either of them.
Alright, chat, take your guesses. Who do you think is going to win this race? Dragon has to finish up Thieves' Town, while Krelbel has to finish up GT. Link wins, Ganon wins, me, Krelbel, Drago. Most of the people think Krell's gonna win.
Krell does have a shorter fight ahead of him, or a shorter run ahead of him still. He's got a bit more variance with the Mogwai and the Ega too. And just a couple more of those falls, and he could still be in trouble.
Why? Please. Trollnorm strikes again. Oh, he was trying. Alright, second try. I think Krelbel will be getting to Aga 2 while Dragon gets to Blind. This is some close.
That looks about right, yeah.
Oh man. Here we go. One boss fight and Ganon.
If they end up, or if Dragon wins by about 20 seconds, that Mogwai kill is going to be a major difference in this race.
That Molten will be the make it or break it. Looks like Dragon's finishing up his fight first.
Krelbel getting 1 or 2 hits per round in on Aega, so not super fast, but he's making progress.
Oh man. We're super close here. Dragon will be the first getting to Ganon.
For anyone who's curious what happens if you fight Ganon without having everything you need, check out the race immediately prior to this one, where someone went in and didn't quite have all the crystals at the very end.
Immediately booking it over to the well. Here we go.
I think they both understand how close this is at this point.
Ganon with his Star Wars Episode 1 pun. Well, not a pun, but line. If anybody falls, it's all over.
That's right, this isn't over until they walk through that door. It's going to be very close.
I have confidence that neither of them will fall, but you never know what will happen.
Looks like Dragon did get the torch bridge with the fire rod.
Yes, he did. And he almost went for the triple.
And that's 4 from Dragon.
That's the last hit. Just walk through that door.
So that'll do it for him. Looks like he's finished now with an official SRL time
Gee.
of 2:21.51. But Krelbel's not far behind.
And GG to Krelbel. What a race.
That was an incredible race that bounced back and forth in leaders the whole way through and came down to 25 seconds at the end. Congrats to both runners on that performance. It does look like Dragon wants to jump into the chat here.
Yeah, we're gonna get both of them in here.
Congratulations.
Yo, thanks.
What a race, you two.
Oh my god.
I was at the edge of my seat for like the entire time. Oh man.
I had no idea it was that close.
Me neither.
You guys, okay, so Krelbel needed the hook shot for go mode,
I sure did.
and Dragon needed the flute for go mode.
I forget what the
This
was.
is crazy.
Flute
Yeah.
was in the lunchbox.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, there was a time when you each needed that item, and you were both running through Desert Palace looking for it. And of course, Desert Palace didn't have that for either.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were in desert at the same time.
Oh, wow. I was actually considering just rushing to the end of Mire and skipping the chest that had the hook shot. Really glad I didn't do that.
And then, well, Dragon ended up doing that, and then he had to go back in to get the hook shot.
Yeah. I
Oh, wow.
went to the boss first.
So what was the margin at the end? It was like 20 seconds, right?
25
It wasn't
seconds,
very
yeah.
much. We pretty much figured that fall to Joldarm was what killed you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got 2 Moldorm falls.
That sucks.
Well, yeah, that was one thing out of many in a very long race for both of you.
Yeah, chat was getting pretty darn hype when we saw Krelbel going through the top of GT and Dragon going into Thieves.
Damn.
And then when you both were fighting Blind and Aga 2 at the same time.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow. So there was a lot of sync there. That's
There
cool.
was a lot of
That's
sync at the end
crazy.
of this race.
It was quite the race.
Damn.
Well, it was a fun seat as always. This is my favorite format to race. Not that you'd be able to tell by my performance per se, but yeah, I really love this format, and definitely shoutouts to LL Cool Dave for making it happen.
Yeah, exactly. Really fun.
Yeah, thanks to him for putting this all together, and thanks to USMBI for running this tournament and stepping in to commentate with me at the last minute.
No problem.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a very close race overall, and what I love about Entrance Shuffle is that it can be that close with you guys running different routes at the end of the game.
Yeah, it seems like there was a good amount of divergence and a good amount of sync.
Yeah, it was funny because it took Dragon quite a while to find the Moon Pearl. But
yeah, I found it one of the last items.
yeah, but Krelbel, he just wasn't going into the Dark World. He just checked everywhere else in the Light World first. So you
Yeah.
ended up kind of getting there pretty close to each other.
Yeah, one thing I definitely regret was it may have looked like I knew what I was doing when I found Skull Woods and immediately bailed because I didn't have a key. That wasn't because I didn't have a key. That was because I chickened out. And then when I,
Yeah.
and then when I finally got the nerve to, okay, I have enough. So, quarter magic fire rod. I should really do
Yeah.
Skull Woods now. And then I head all the way back up there, and then realized that, oh right, you need a key for this.
Both of you did
Wow.
that. I think you both went in like twice without a small key.
Oh
I
man.
did once without a small key, my first time, I believe. Because I went in, I grabbed the chest, then went up to the door, and I was like, fuck, this door is closed. I need a key. Yeah. I think my biggest mistake was dying in pods, like right before the boots. Couldn't get
Yeah.
the bomb jump.
Oh man, if you had gotten that bomb jump, that would have put you so far ahead.
Yeah. Oh,
Dragon, I'm
crazy.
curious if you did the hookshotless ice palace.
Yeah. I never go through that room anyway, so
Yeah,
where you do that.
I have like no practice at hookshotless ice palace, and so I tried setting up the bomb jump to get over to the big chest and failed, and had to go back in.
Yeah. I did get that bomb jump. That was nice. Because otherwise I would have missed like those two chests. But they didn't have anything anyway
Yeah.
in Ice Palace, so it wasn't that bad, I guess.
Yeah. What a fun race.
I was dreading and weirdly kind of hoping that Hookshot was going to be in Swamp Palace in GT, or in GT's vanilla location,
Yeah.
because it was possible, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, exactly. It was possible. At
After-
least I thought about it, but I missed so many items. I thought that's not possible. But yeah,
We were
think
kind of
it could have been
surprised when you had ended up skipping the chests in desert.
yeah. It was a mistake that I skipped the big chest, but I was planning to go. I didn't even notice. I looked at my notes and I was like, I'm missing Thieves. Where is Thieves? And I'm and Meyer's the only one unchecked. So I was like, oh, I'm not in go mode yet. So yeah. So I had to go back.
Well, congrats again to both of you on a very well
Yes.
run and difficult race.
Yeah.
And congrats to Dragon for pulling out the win in the last 20 seconds.
Thanks.
Yes, it was great to commentate such a close race.
I hope
Yeah, good
people
game,
enjoyed
man.
it. Yeah.
And the red mail was at pedestal.
Oh. I'm not even looking
Oh.
at credits.
I looked at the spoiler log to see people
Oh,
were
okay.
asking, what does her upgrade be? I'm like, I don't know. Let me look at the spoiler log.
Yeah, you make the seeds. You have the ability to check in on that stuff.
Sure do. I was really hoping that Flute was at Sahasrahla.
Yeah. I was thinking
Oh.
about that. I would have been
Because
so crude if that was the case.
you would have had to go through T-Rock.
T-Rock, right?
Wait a minute.
T-Rock was the green pendant.
Oh, T-Rock was green. Oh yeah. Oops. Never mind.
And I was also hoping that you would have gotten key-locked in the first half. That way you would have had to walk around all the way over to Pyramid to Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got me horribly stuck on my very first entrance shuffle race ever. That was back before LL Cool Dave's automated entrance shuffle script existed, and that was back when Amazing Ampharos was making them all by hand. And I guess he got that idea and decided to troll us all with it. And I've loved every single time that's happened in a seed ever since. Like that's, I think that's one of the coolest things that entrance shuffle can do.
Yeah. I know yesterday when I did it, I had never seen it before. I'm like, wow, this is a thing. That's amazing.
Yep. I'm always disappointed when T-Rock is in its vanilla location in Entrance Shuffle.
Yeah. Yeah, like somebody in chat pointed out, 34 seconds in-game time difference.
Ooh.
Damn. That was close.
That was great to watch.
I was expecting it to be close. Like from the races Dragon and I have participated in together. It seems like in
Yeah.
SRL rankings we've been kind of back and forth.
I looked at that too with the weeklies we've done together. It was always really close.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting it to be that close though.
Yeah, that was it kind of like we weren't sure who was in the lead because it was kind of back and forth. One of you would have more items, but the other would have more crystals.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out who was more in the lead. And then it kind of just pulled together right towards the end.
Oh, I love watching races where that happens. I'm so glad it happened in this one.
You'll have to go back and watch. It was crazy.
Yeah, it really gave us a great show.
Yeah, great race again.
Yeah, thanks to I guess it was Fillion doing the commentary. So
That would be me.
definitely thanks, and everyone should definitely give him a follow.
You can if you want. I don't actually stream.
Oh,
Okay, that gives even more incentive to follow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Go follow the non-streamer. Do it.
just in case he starts streaming someday.
You have like 100 people watching him on his very first stream.
No pressure.
I will be next month for the regular non-entrance rando, but that's a ways away.
Oh, exciting! The open tournament that'll be fun. Yeah, this was actually my very first tournament match ever. The nerves definitely got to me a little bit.
I mean, you seem to do fine for the most part. We saw a few times where you had some frustration slashes.
Oh yeah, yep.
Seems to happen in just about every race.
Yeah.
Yeah, although this seed wasn't very frustrating. I think I've been doing a lot of the plandomizers lately, like Wizrobes, all of Wizrobes seeds.
Oh
And
man, why would you put yourself through that?
Well, it's because once you've gone through those, like anything a normal randomizer or even an entrance shuffle can throw at you, it's like that's no big deal.
I mean, I guess.
Although I haven't worked up the nerve to do Amazing Ambros's entrance plandomizer, which I believe took some of the best runners on SRL were participating in that race, and I think it took them like over 6, maybe 7 hours.
Yeah, I heard something like that.
So that one looked a little brutal.
I mean, as long as you can do Kaisermizer, anything's possible.
Which I cannot. I'm not that good. Not yet.
Yeah, I think I got to like using bombs and something else at Landmo, and I'm like, yeah, that's good enough.
Yep.
At any rate, I guess we should shut her down.
Yeah, I should wrap it up.
Our next race is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're not sure where we're going to restream it yet, but yeah, keep an eye on the schedule for that. But yeah, I guess some Diddy Kong racing is coming up here on Speed Gaming 2. So, if you guys are interested in that, well, then I guess stick around for later.
All right, I
Dog's
definitely will.
barking.
And yeah, it's my dog saying goodbye to everyone.
Thanks again to
He's
both
telling
gamers.
he's telling you to be 20 seconds faster.
Yep. All right. Thanks again, everyone.
All right, good race. Well, I guess that wraps it up for us. So we shall see you guys around. And if you haven't yet, go and follow the runners. Because that was a great race. Good night.